As the world marks the Day of the African Child, a coalition of child protection advocates in Nigerian South-South region has issued a resounding call for urgent reforms in planning and budgeting for children's rights in Rivers State. Themed Planning and Budgeting for Children's Rights, Progress since 2010. This year's commemoration brought together key organizations including the South-South Sgbv Info Hub, the Child Protection Network, CPN River State, and Gender and Development Action, GIDA. At the press briefing held in Port Harcourt, in Yengi, Irimaba, for Gender and Development Action, spotlighted the escalating sexual and gender-based violence crisis in the state, coupled with chronic underfunding of child protection services and the absence of critical infrastructure like sexual assault referral centers. In addition to direct abuse stated, Loretta Ahoobeme, South-South Sgbv Info Hub, highlighted the indirect impact of Sgbv on families, including increasing rates of child abandonment. Caregivers, often women who are themselves survivors, face economic hardship and trauma that can destabilize entire households. We urge the government of Rivers State, under the leadership of Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ekwe-Ibas and Governor Siminalayi Fubara, to act decisively, they stated. The children of Rivers State cannot wait for democracy to stabilize before their rights are protected. This was said by Darlene Ogule Peter of the Child Protection Network. This was actually an event that we had an opportunity to actually get questioned on most of the event organizers of the event and the ministry of the Child Protection Network Info Hub, and so many things were listed. And on the funding was actually one of the things that they said is a crucial situation, especially in Rivers State. Although they said that most of the South-South regions actually have child protection centers, but we do not have here in Rivers State. So this is actually another call to Rivers State government to pay attention to the children's rights. I want to get your thoughts on this call by them. Do you think this will be granted?
Yes, it will be granted. It will, because then when I was actually staying at Abia State, I was privileged to meet with some of their what they call it, people who are from the Ministry of Child Rights Department or something, within where you have the WAFA office. So I keep seeing people bringing children to that particular area. Then I never knew that was what was actually going on in that particular area until the day I met a friend of mine who is also a lawyer. So I was like, what are you doing here? He was like, okay, he came to this ministry to fix some problems. So I was like, how? I followed him. From there, I got more of the information. They told me that it is a call for everybody who is either a governor or in any of the ministries.
The center, was it a government owned
it was governmental.
NGO?
It was governmental.
Okay.
It was governmental. So I'm saying that the reason why it should be accepted here and be put into working is because I've seen it working in Abia State, in Umuahia to be precise.
Okay.
I've seen it working, and it has also been helping. I've seen them make the mental, the reasoning of people who are from that area to change. They've changed the mindset of those who seek self-help, in the sense that no parent that maybe their parents abandoned them, their mother or something abandoned them, and because of staying with their uncles and auntie, some of them get harassed sexually. So after I noticed that, and I saw a group that actually came to partner with the government, and now they came to partner with the government. So their duty became...
Then that's the NGO?
Yes.
Okay.
So their duty now became something that is now known to people from that Umuahia axis, where they go on their own and they ask questions, they scan for information in order to see this kind of family that are actually passing through abandonment and all that. From there, I gave it to the last lady I met there. In course of doing this verification and search for parents who must have abandoned their children, I met a family that this same ministry reconciled and they came together up to today. I think they are still there. The ministry had to give them money to start up something, and they are not selling cotton. The husband and the wife and the 3 kids who they picked from the street. They picked these girls from the street, where one of them was being harassed sexually. It was from that information they began to search and verify who the parents were, until when they met with the mom, who said she had to leave the family because the husband was poor and all that. But later on, the ministry spoke with them and they came up with something, they reconciled, and the family are together today.
Okay.
So I'm saying that the governor or the administrator of Rivers State should see it like a call to answer in order to fix the life and the rights of the children in Rivers State and giving their life meaning. Because if you don't give them their rights, it means that you are asking them to either revolve by the way of either going through violence and not respecting the law, abiding to the rules of the land. I think that's my own.
Okay, I want to get your thoughts on, aside on the founded situation, which is actually the main point.
The funding?
Yeah, the funding part is actually one of the main concern here that the coalition is calling out for. I also want us to look at the point where the traumatic experience of these children that have faced, do you think there should be what do I have to put it? There should be body that an organized body in the ministry that oversee affairs aside the funding and care giving of this, the genders. There should be body that overtake affairs like that.
Yes. I think if you ask me,
I'm sorry to cut you short, because I'm trying to refer to the situation. Let's say a girl child gets molested by her father. How do you, rebuild that child to, get to reintegrate back into society, aside the budgeting aspect?
Believe you me, I don't see that child reintegrating formally like usual kind of where she is supposed to be futuring. That mindset and that trauma will not leave her. There's no way you can counsel a person in that area. Let me tell you something. I gave you a story here the other time when I told you I met 2 siblings kissing themselves. I was like in a fast food. I was like, why are you doing this? He said that he caught the daddy with the sister. I said, how? How do you mean? That since then to him he has been. I said, what?
So there should also be a reorientation.
That is what I'm saying.
Of this
like that of Abia State.
Okay.
This ministry was under women affair. This particular ministry, this particular body was found under women affair. It was from there they created this one before the agency that came on their own, the AGU, that came on their own to partner with them, now brought it into limelight. Do you understand what I'm going to now? Okay. So I'm saying that if it is going to work in our state, one, the child rights should be granted. They should give them that access to do and exercise whatever their right is. Secondly, there should be a body that regulates and orientates these children, more especially the girl child, because I feel bad when I see some of the way people harass and abuse these people sexually. Now, if you say, if the parent is doing that, how will this person integrate, if you ask me? My dear, except there is a body that is saddled with the responsibility of either ensuring the safety and the reorientation of these people is being initiated. If there is no such body, you are saying, is it the church? I thought you were a cousin of a friend was taken to a place, he was taken to a church where they said they do rehab, and he got there and was smoking. He was taken to that place for him not to continue smoking, and he got there, found out that people who were around him are even the Lord in the same business. So I'm saying that if it is in Rivers State, the Rivers State government should help this body by funding them, since we have people who are ready to cope and reorientate these people by counseling. By forming a body that is saddled with the responsibility of counseling these people and ensuring that their mental whatever is being rekindled with the right mental information. I'm saying that the state and the local government should see it as a call to answer in order to change and to bring into limelight the request of this AGO who are crying that the state should help and see how they change the story totally.
Okay. I also want to ask, aside the fund, to go back to the funding because that's still the main
Is the key thing.
the key thing here. How do you think this for? Okay, let's leave the funding at the side. I want to ask about the side where individuals the victims get into the situation, and oftentimes, like I talked about the father's parts where abuses is being meddled on their children. Are these individuals supposed to be prosecuted because they have a close relationship with these victims? That's the first question. And then the underfunding situation. In what way do you think this funding can be made necessary? Because I think UNICEF actually said that there was about the time that about 1 billion 1 billion naira or so was actually put aside for the children's rights into that situation. But River State is still trying to grapple on the parts of putting this into consideration. I just want to get also first of all on the prosecution of
The
suspects, not just the
Whoever,
parents. Yes,
whoever.
whoever is involved. How can that be carried out? And how would these funds be given to the right people that have the mind, that are ready, eager to secure the children's rights?
I think for me, I would say that they should be persecuted. Now, I think there is this body around Garis in Abi Ogunabali, whether it is being handled by feeders, if I'm not mistaken, where they said if whoever is felt that is being harassed sexually should come to that place first to consult them while they check the person, and them on their own takes it as their own responsibility.
I also know that they said they have a toll-free number on that
That's what I'm
side.
saying. Yes,
Okay.
I think they did that. And now, what I'm saying is that whoever the person is should be dealt with so that others will learn. But we're in a society where you think that you are dealing with the people who have committed this particular sin, and you are persecuting them or have been sentenced them to whatever, and you're seeing someone else doing it the next day. That's the kind of society we have found ourselves. But I'm saying that no matter who the person is, the person should be dealt with, and the person should be shown in the internet and wherever. Let the world see that this person did this thing. Let the shame. So this person will live with the shame of whatever he must have done. It is shameful and very wrong for you to do such thing. Why harassing people? Why want to do that as a parent? Why want to do that as an individual? Why want to do that as a mother? I see even women do that to their children, their male child. Why?
Okay. Quickly, I'll also ask about the funding aspect. How would the funding be given?
I know
rights?
UNICEF has been a helping hand to other organizations that I know. I'm also pleading with them to also do well, to see it like a thing that will also make them reign and for people to applaud and applaud them wherever that they are. And that the state government, whatever they are doing, in whatever budget that is coming again, they should ensure that there is a place for it, because it will help not just the poor masses, including them that are the policy makers, in the sense that they might be thinking that, oh, my own children are right. No, they are in school. Are you there with them? Some parents who even make law harass and abuse their children. I don't want to mention names. They do it. And we know. You are aware that there was a time a lawmaker who went to buy whatever, toy, whatever, got there and harassed somebody. You heard it. A senator. I don't want to mention name. So what I'm saying is that the state, in fact from the local government, in fact from the community where we find ourselves, is it the king, is it the CDCs, they should see how they will be of good support or help. So every agency that wants to fight sexual harassment, that want to fight the gender-based whatever, they should help them. The state government should do the same thing, the local government should do the same thing, federal government should do the same thing. But I'm pleading with the state government to first of all create a body that is saddled with responsibility of such, and then For by so doing, the agencies will now start coming to partner with them and help them cope and stop these menace.
All right, Mr.